my priority.
You're not head of IT. Stop. You're not even Solo.
Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. The ending of Silo Season 2, Episode 7 has left fans with one burning question. Is Solo dead? Solo has been one of the most enigmatic and pivotal character in Silo Season 2, embodying both resilience and tragedy. To answer whether he's truly gone, we need to break down everything that happened in the episode and analyze the clues left behind, while also considering the emotional and psychological weight Solo carries in the story.
How long are you gonna stay mad at me?
The people in my cell.
Before diving into the mysteries of Episode 7, here's a quick spoiler alert. We'll also be touching on a little detail from the Silo books that might give us a deeper understanding of Solo's fate. If you're only following the show and want to avoid potential spoilers, now's your chance to pause and come back later.
Swimming? Where they would pull with their arms and kick with their legs to move through the water?
What happened to Solo in the episode? At the heart of this mystery is Juliette's life-threatening dive to fix the generator in Silo 17. After overcoming her hydrophobia, the lack of proper breathing apparatus, and the daunting task itself, Juliette managed to restart the generator. But as she ascended, she discovered that all her lifelines had been cut. The rope meant to help her reach the surface was severed, and more critically, her oxygen supply had been deliberately shut off. This was no accident. Someone was actively trying to kill her. Initially, Juliette's suspicion fell on Solo, the only other known survivor of Silo 17. His reluctance to let her leave for Silo 18, his emotional outburst earlier in the episode, and his fixation on saving Silo 17 all painted him as a potential saboteur. But when Juliette reached the surface, Solo was nowhere to be found. Instead, she discovered an axe that had been used to cut the rope and an arrow smeared with blood near the equipment. These chilling discoveries raised even more questions. Could Solo have turned on Juliette? It's possible. Solo's mental state has been fragile throughout the season, and his past actions hint at a deep sense of guilt and a fear of losing control. He may have seen Juliette's success as a threat to his role as the sole protector of Silo 17. But if that were the case, why wasn't Solo there to ensure she didn't survive? And what explains the blood and the arrow? This brings us to another possibility. There might be someone else in Silo 17. The arrow suggests the presence of another individual, one who is not only armed, but also willing to attack. If this person is responsible for sabotaging Juliette's equipment, their motivations are unclear. Do they see Juliette and Solo as intruders? Are they trying to protect some hidden truth about Silo 17? Or are they simply driven by desperation and a death wish, choosing to take others down with the silo? There's also the chance that Solo himself fell victim to this unseen attacker. The blood near the arrow could belong to him, indicating a struggle. If Solo was ambushed, it would explain his absence when Juliette surfaced. But if he's alive, where has he been taken? And why didn't the attacker finish the job? Another theory is that Solo's fractured mind may have led to self-destructive behavior. His guilt over the deaths in Silo 17 and his obsessive need to save it could have driven him to harm himself, creating the appearance of an external threat. However, this doesn't fully account for the axe or the arrow, both of which imply deliberate and calculated actions by another party. Ultimately, Episode 7 leaves us with more questions than answers. If Solo is dead, his death adds a tragic layer to his character arc, highlighting the devastating effects of isolation and guilt. If he's alive, the mystery deepens. What role will he play in the events to come? And how will Juliette navigate the dangers of Silo 17 without his assistance? As we await Episode 8, one thing's clear. The mystery of Solo's fate is far from over. Whether he's dead, alive, or something in between, his story is intricately tied to the survival of Silo 17 and Juliette's journey. The clues are there, but it's up to us to piece them together and prepare for what's next in this gripping tale.
When I've saved the people in my silo, I'll come back. You've got time. They don't. Come on.
What happened to Solo in the book? The book offers some fascinating insights into what happens to Solo. After Juliette completes her underwater mission and reaches the surface, she finds Solo in a dire state, unconscious, bleeding, and clearly attacked. Unlike the show's arrow clue, the book reveals that Solo was struck on the back of the head with a wrench. This distinction not only changes the nature of the attack, but also raises questions about the intentions of whoever was responsible.
Winch, and I'm gonna reel you in just like a fish, but this is important, okay?
When Solo regains consciousness, he reveals a shocking truth. He admits that he has never truly been alone in Silo 17, a revelation that sheds light on the eerie feeling of being watched that Juliette experienced from the moment she arrived. Solo's confession ties directly to his strange behavior, locking himself in the server room every night and being afraid to venture far from the safety of the vault. This twist in the book adds an entirely new layer of complexity to Solo's character and the overarching story of Silo 17. It implies that there are others lurking in the shadows, survivors who may pose a threat or hold the key to understanding what happened to the silo. If the show follows this thread, it could dramatically alter how we perceive Solo and his actions.
These bubbles start building up in your joints and can make you really sick. It can even kill you.
Our nerdy thoughts. And that's a wrap on our deep dive into Solo's fate in Silo Season 2, Episode 7. Showrunners are changing the stories of Solo from the beginning. Not entirely, but some part of it. Whether he's dead, alive, or somewhere in between, his storyline continues to haunt the show, leaving us with more questions than ever. Now, one thing's for sure, the mystery of Silo 17 is far from over, and Solo's roles in Juliette's journey is far from clear. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for more updates and breakdowns as we continue to follow the twists and turns of Silo. Let me know in the comments what you think happened to Solo. Do you believe he's gone, or is he still out there? Until next time, I'm Spoiler Master, and remember, when it comes to Silo, nothing is ever quite what it seems.
Now what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.